Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 9 a.m. and you are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. And indeed, this is Aurora Weather. As always, the weather comes from the National Weather Service of Chicago, delivered to you here locally on Aurora. It's Wednesday. I know you felt cold when you got out of bed and went to throw out the trash this morning. That's why I encourage you to do it at night. But we can break down the temperatures and see what we will expect, and there is frost predicted as well. Today, we have a daytime high of 58 degrees with a daytime low of 53. A lot of notes today. Although it will be sunny outside, there will be lingering AM lake effect showers in northwest Indiana. Now, this evening, check it out. Frost, nighttime high of 41 degrees with a nighttime low of 29 degrees. It is very cold. Please stay warm if you're out and about late. Tomorrow, 66 degrees for the daytime high, 61 degrees for the daytime low. Nice and sunny. Tomorrow, we can dig that. We like that a whole lot. Now look at tomorrow night. 47 degrees for the nighttime high, 35 degrees for the nighttime low. Nice and clear skies tomorrow night. Those clear skies will transition and go with us into Friday. Take a look at that. 70 degrees for the daytime high on Friday, 67 degrees for the daytime low. The sunniness continues. Now, here's where things get interesting. When we get into Friday night, take a look at that. 48 degrees for the nighttime high, 37 degrees for the nighttime low, and that is the end of the 40s in the evening time. Nighttime temperatures will increase. Saturday, 73 degrees for the daytime high, 70 degrees for the daytime low. Nice and sunny on Saturday. The sunniness and the niceness follows us into the evening. 51 degrees for Saturday's nighttime high, 39 degrees for the nighttime low. Now, Sunday, moving ahead. 75 degrees for the daytime high on Sunday, 70 degrees for the daytime low. The sunniness still persists. And Sunday night, take a look at that. 52 degrees for the nighttime high, 42 degrees for the nighttime low. Let's recap. Today, a daytime high of 58 degrees with a daytime low of 53 degrees. Tomorrow, 66 for the high, 61 degrees for the daytime low. Lots of sunniness that follows us into Friday, 70 degrees for the daytime high, 67 degrees for the daytime low. The sunniness on Friday persists indeed into Saturday, 73 for the daytime high, 70 degrees for the daytime low. And once again, it persists indefinitely to Sunday, 75 degrees for the daytime high, 70 degrees for the daytime low. That is your weather report here on Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We have a great show and interview for you today. Our guest is Anna Schielfelben. Let's do it. morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 9:03, and you're listening to and watching Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Our guest today is Anna Schielfelben, who is a write-in candidate for the Illinois' 11th Congressional District, a member of the Illinois Green Party. Anna, how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good. Thank you so much for having me here.
Good to see you as well. Good to see you as well. Here's how I'd like to start off with. Let's talk about the Illinois Green Party first, and the strength of the party, your role in it, and what your goals are.
Yeah, so I am actually co-chair of the Illinois Green Party.
Okay.
And it is a delightful, diverse group of individuals, and we all share common goals. We have 10 key values, and they're based on equality, earth, respect for each other, community-based economics. And so it's nice to work with a group of people who share these goals and want to move forward with protecting the earth, with pro people, with pro workers. So it's been wonderful.
How long has the Illinois Green Party been around?
They have been around. Now, I've only become a Green Party person since 2019.
Okay.
And then on the state level in 2020. So when I hear back about when they started, I think they were really like in the 90s and in the 2000s is like when they were getting going, right, from the historical records that I read. Right.
I think that might have been the time nationally of the Green Party's rise and kind of like strong emergence as a viable political party. So, write-in candidate.
Yes.
What exactly, for those who don't know, what exactly is a write-in candidate? It's important. We're in voting season. Voting is going on now.
Yes, absolutely. And so I am not on the ballot.
Okay.
I did not get ballot access.
Okay.
Illinois is just one of the hardest states to get ballot access. And it's going to be harder next year as well.
Okay.
And so I did not. So my name does not appear on the ballot, but there's a line, and it says there's an oval and then a line, and you can write my very long name in, Anna Schielfelben, and then your vote should count.
Okay. All right. So what has it been like? Knocking on doors, meeting people. What's that been like, and what have you learned since doing it, since starting?
So knocking on doors is actually one of my favorite things because I get to meet individuals, see what their issues are, and connect with them on a one-to-one basis. And it's been a really positive, surprising to me. People are ready for a third party. They're ready for more options. And they want something different.
Right. As when you knock on those doors, you meet those people. Are you meeting people who are a novice to the political? I mean, you said that people are ready for those things, but being ready could come with a lot of things. Maybe they are unsure of the process. Could be their first time voting. I mean, are you meeting people who are seasoned politically and they know what they're ready for, or is it people who are just like, hey, you're a fresh face, and I'm kind of down with that kind of thing?
Because I knock on most residential doors, thankfully we have some stable communities here where they are seasoned. They are seasoned and they do know the political process.
Gotcha. Right.
So most of the people are already in politics. They know they know about politics. They have lots of questions out there, and I think it's based on my canvassing. It's kind of a confusing time. It's like we have like this illusion of choice.
This illusion of choice. Break that down a little bit more. I like that. Let's go a little deeper. Deeper with that.
Well, functionally, what the kids call the uniparty, they come out to be somewhat similar. And if you look back at like a war defense budget recently, we had more Republicans voting no to the war defense budget than we had Democrats.
Right.
And so you would expect, the old traditional views, the Democrats are going to vote for peace, they're going to vote for the people, they're going to vote for our rights. But what I'm seeing door to door, that's just not there,
So what is the main difference? The time is 9:09 if you're just joining us. If you had to kind of summarize what the big difference is between the Democratic Party and the the Green Party? What's the
we walk the walk and we talk the talk.
Okay.
So we really want earth protections. We want air, water, soil as fundamental rights.
Okay.
We want the Green New Deal. And historically, if you look back at what happened in the 1920s, and here we are in the 2020s, and we are facing similar items. We have not a lot of jobs. Our education is our education is not where people can go in and easily access that. Housing, food. These are things that are very important to people, and they're important
Sure.
to people door to door as well. And so back in the 1920s, as we all know, we had the New Deal. Well, here in the 2020s, we have an opportunity for the Green Party to have a Green New Deal, to have infrastructure, to get these jobs, to get them local.
Right.
And we have infrastructure we need to work on. We have education we need to work on. And to me, the most important thing is innovation, because that innovation, we need to clean up this air. We need to clean up this soil. We need clean water. So how are we going to get that? Is through education, innovation, and training our youth so they can have a good earth.
Right.
Because right now we're not looking so good.
9/11 is the time. If you're just joining us, you're watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. And we're here with Anna Schielfelben, who is a write-in candidate for Illinois' 11th Congressional District. Speaking of the Illinois 11th Congressional District, what are its boundaries?
It goes from McHenry, some of Ogle County, Boone County, Kendall County, Kane County, DuPage County, Will County, and Kane County. Did I say Kane County? So it covers 8 different parts of 8 different counties.
Okay. And you've presumably been to all those counties and
I do what I can.
Okay. All right. As you're doing that, what's the environmental situation in each county?
Well, each county, there's on the EPA website, there's a you can look up on your Superfund, where it's an interactive map, and so you can look up on where your Superfunds are at. Unfortunately, I can't say for each county where they are precisely right now, but it's not looking good, Curtis. We need to make sure we have. I believe in the borrowed earth theory, where it's not our earth. We're borrowing the earth, but we're passing it down to future generations.
Right.
And we need to pass down a good earth to our future generations. And the U.S. military, they're one of the largest polluters out there.
All right. What's the biggest environmental challenge in the 11th Congressional District?
For the biggest environmental, I would say it would be just making sure we have, on a federal level, we have those fundamental rights.
Okay.
We have those, a fundamental right to clean water,
right,
to clean air, to clean soil. I don't think that's a big ask. I really don't.
Now, I don't either. I think, as I mentioned before the microphones came on, I work in housing, and while we've found people who are adequately housed in some situations, they may not be nutritionally sound.
Right.
They may not have that access consistently to clean water and things like that. But what policies or what can you do to change that and reverse that situation in a positive way? 9/13 is the time.
Yeah. So with the Green New Deal, that'll help bring money in. So
Okay.
what we're looking to do is divestment.
Okay.
And I know that's a new term that people have been talking about in 2024. And so what I would be planning to do, like we've been spending about $1 trillion a year on war.
On
our war defense and aid and everything combined.
Sure.
We spend about almost $1 trillion. And so with that, we spend more than the next 9 countries combined. So you add up the next 9 countries with their military budget, and then that equals ours.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes.
So divestment, there's better ways to use those resources and those funds.
Absolutely.
Now, one of the, Stacy Cardona, good morning to you. Claudia Sarai Torres Munguia, good morning. Alyssa Ocon, good morning to you as well. one of the questions that I do want to know is public safety. Okay, what is the message from the Green Party on public safety?
So my message is public safety is for everyone. And that's one of my favorite lines, because I believe everybody should be able to walk down the street at night, to feel safe and feel secure. And that also applies to our schools. I as a mom, I have 2 kids in school, and it's a major issue, and it's a dinner conversation, and feeling safe is for everyone. And we have a major problem here when we don't feel safe enough to even send our children to school.
What priorities would you advocate to increase that safety and that awareness?
So, you can go on www.voteforanna.org, and there's some more of the issues there. And one of them is the gun issue. Okay. And so I believe in 1968 we had legislation, and that legislation had 2 pieces that I would like to see brought back. Okay. And they were later repealed in 1986. And so those 2 pieces is having a small fixed number of if gun sales to have to federally register. Okay. And so in 1968 it was 4. If you sold 4 guns, you had to federally register as a gun seller. And then another one is to close what they now call the gun show ban, where if you are not federally registered, you can only sell guns in your state. You can't cross states.
Okay, now that's something that the gun show loophole, I think, is another way that it's typically referred to as well. Yeah, that's something that I do support strengthening or getting, cleaning that up, because there is a lot, or there have been a lot of just miscellaneous transactions of firearms, and all kinds of rinky-dink pop-up gun shows all over America. I grew up close to Indiana, and I can tell you that on a Saturday you just drive and there's just all kinds of just random gun shows. So I asked those questions because I think one of the criticisms that I've traditionally heard about the Green Party nationally, you're my first person I ever spoke to here in the state, is that while the message about the environment is always strong, all the other aspects of society, the public safety, healthcare and things like that, those had traditionally been found lacking. What do you say to that?
Well, we do have a healthcare, we are a big proponent for the healthcare for all plan. And that will help get people the access that they need. We'll get speed up to other developed countries. And then also, for me, it's important because our veterans, some of our rural veterans are hurting with access to healthcare.
Yes, they are.
And so that will help resolve that. And then also for me, that mental health access will also be open to our veterans. So I am running on majority lines for healthcare for all, majority lines for a ceasefire now. But all our highlights of my campaign also include veteran awareness, because we have an alarming suicide rate. And then most of our homeless population, our homeless community, the top occupation is veterans. Wow. And you think about how they come home, and how are you supposed to assimilate in a society, and this is in this society, and we need to take care of our veterans. They fought hard for us, right. And so I believe it's time for us to fight hard for them.
Okay, 9:18 is the time. We're here with Anna Schielfelben and having a great conversation. She is the write-in candidate for Illinois' 11th Congressional District and member of the Illinois Green Party. Next question here. Tracy Duran is here. Good morning to you, Tracy. Says, hope all went well, Curtis. It did. It did. If you were one of our great watchers on Monday, I told about how I had a doctor's appointment, which was very important just yesterday. It went good. And as you can see, your boy is back. So it all worked out. What brought you to the point of running? What's the journey of Anna? What was the moment? What was the penny drop moment where you thought, you know what, I need to get off the bleachers and jump in this thing?
Yes. So one of the key values of the Green Party is personal responsibility.
Okay.
And I cannot sit idly by and watch my country be divided. We are so united on these majority lines. We have such an opportunity to go ahead and vote for what we want. We don't just have to, nobody owns our votes. We can vote how we want. So I wanted to give an option. I wanted to vote for somebody and that I believed in. And so I had to, as my mom said, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted to have somebody to vote for. And so unfortunately I didn't get that ballot access, but I'm like that. We still have an opportunity to have a write-in process. Let's do it. This is democracy. Let's go ahead. Let's be a write-in candidate. Let's get my incredibly long name out there.
Bring a pencil when you go.
Don't just listen to the election judges.
Yeah. Take that back. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to. I just don't like to watch my country be divided. We have a polarized two-party system. We can be better than this, and I wanted to make sure that the people in the 11th district have that option.
Let's talk about young people. Let's talk about young people, youth, and the future. 9:21 is the time. Sharon Wilson is here. Good morning to you, Sharon. First of all, how has youth outreach been? And then what will the Green Party offer the youth of today and the youth of the future?
Yeah. So it's youth outreach has actually been youth inreach because they've been coming to us.
All right.
And I am not a rock star, but sometimes when I go out with my Green Party shirt and we go to an event and and there are youth people there, they come up to me and be like, "Oh, can I grab your picture?" And we do a selfie. So I'm not a rock star, but the youth has been just so amazing and so open. And they really feel like the earth and jobs and the future. They're really coming to us more than we're going out to them. But we try to stay up on top with our social medias and be in their realm, because the youth are not watching CNN. They're not watching the corporate media usually, but they are on the TikTok and they are on the Instagram. So we love our youth and they're just so incredible. And what we can offer them is resources, and then also training about how to run for office, how to be politically involved. And one of the things I love about the Green Party is, like, we have the resources to empower local communities. And so we're not there to micromanage or be the mommy of the group. We're there to help them be independent, help them with the decision-making process, identify problems, identify solutions. And so the youth, they're really attuned to this earth, and they really respect that we need air, we need water, we need soil. These are non-negotiable items. And the fact that they're being treated as negotiable, it's wrong. It's really wrong.
I think to our point before the microphones came on, some of the orthodoxy behind all of the, what we've been told about politics and parties and things like that. I think that's really what is being shed every single month, year, and everything. It's just not relatable anymore. When you hear, the old adage of go to school, go to college, and it'll all work out. It's just not. It just doesn't. It doesn't happen like that.
The math ain't mathing, Curtis.
Yeah. So I am glad to hear that about the youth, because I've always seen the youth as just being so full of life and so impressionable that if they are geared towards the right things, they will be productive and fruitful. And I think that the time is ripe for that message that really resonates in a relevant way. For people. 9:24 is the time. What have you learned in your journey of running for office? How has running for office sharpened you or changed you? What have you learned that you didn't know before?
I learned that everybody has an opportunity to have an open mind, that they can have a discussion, a political discourse even, in a civil environment. Right. And that's when I go canvassing door to door, and who I take for whoever answers the door and just learn from them. And I think that's the most important thing for me, is to being connected with those people, to make sure that they have an option, to make sure that somebody is out there looking after them and want to be able to take care of them.
Right. The next 5 years, let's talk about the future. What are the Illinois Green Party's priorities for the next 5 years?
Well, hopefully the White House. We have an absolutely perfect chance to win. We have over 400 electors on the presidential side, out of 538. So, and you need 270 to win. And minority communities, youth communities, the majority lines. People, I've been hearing and watching polls, people are pulling through. You can't just pull the same lever and expect different results. If we love this, go ahead, vote for it. If you want even an inkling of change, of something more for our future, if we want healthcare for all, if we want ceasefire now, then we have to pull a different lever.
How can people get in contact with you? What are your social media handles?
Yeah, actually everything you can connect on www.voteforanna.org, and just on the main link, main page is the social media handles.
All right. Any events this weekend?
This weekend, there are some campaigning events, just basically door-to-doors. If you wanted to connect with me, go ahead and shoot me, send me an email.
Okay. Voteforanna.org. All right, 9:26 is the time. So you are our very first guest from the Illinois Green Party, and not just a co-chair.
Co-chair.
So this is actually very cool because, as we talked about, like, we want people to be informed.
Yes.
And we want them to not just have the knowledge, but to apply it and do the thing. So, I'm very happy to meet you. Very happy that we got connected. Because again, the message to help people, especially to use their right to vote, is key. And we see a lot going on nationally, which translates to what's going on here locally. So we should all use our voice, use your votes. And I mean, I've been telling you for years to get out there and vote. We have a voting center. I didn't mean to throw my pen, but that's cool. We have a voting center right down the street here on Downer Place, and they are open. So I encourage you all to use your right to vote. 9:27 is the time. The show ends on a positive note. What is your message today for the people of the 11th Congressional District?
So my message is, let's vote me in, and let's get health care for all. Let's get earth protections that we need. We really can't have another world is possible, but only if we choose to.
All right. Anna, thank you very much for coming on to the program. It was very good to meet you and to interview you. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Good Morning Aurora. I want to say thank you one more time to Anna for coming on to the program. This is a very fruitful and lively discussion. Also, check her out on social media and connect with her. And right now, Buenos Dias, Aurora is going to begin with a fantastic episode from Colibri Goals. Colibri Goals is the guest today on Aurora's first bilingual news program. That's it for Good Morning Aurora. We return tomorrow with more news, more weather, and the very best of Aurora. Take care of yourself and each other.
Not your bank's top priority? Here at Wintrust, we take a different approach to banking. No hidden fees or runarounds, but a true banking partner focused on your unique financial goals. Whether you're opening your first account, found your dream home, planning for the future, or starting a business, we have the financial solutions to get you there. Stop settling and start experiencing a better way to bank. Wintrust, different approach, better results.